If you've ever wondered what Canadian Forces BMQ or Combat Engineer DP1 is like and how you can prepare, this one's for you. So, you're heading to BMQ and eventually to your Combat Engineer DP1. Let me break down what you actually need to know. No BS, I'm not a recruiter, I'm not sponsored by the Canadian Forces in any means. I want to give you the real ins and outs of what the Canadian Forces life is truly like. Just one soldier talking to a future soldier. I've been through both infantry and the Combat Engineers. I have para courses, or as a lot of you know, airborne courses. I've done counter IED and EOD courses, and multiple other courses, taskings, and training. This is what I wish someone told me before I got on that bus. Alright, so first of all, BMQ, what you should expect. It's 9 to 10 weeks of getting your mindset, mental discipline, and physical discipline in check. Pretty much, you're going to learn the basic ins and outs of the military, dress and deportment, drill, marching, basic weapons handling skills with the C7A2 service rifle. You're going to get qualified first aid, and you're going to do some CBRN training. CBRN stands for chemological, biological, radiological, and nuclear. Pretty much gas mask training, how to don the gas mask, how to put on the suit in order to protect yourself from these elements. You're going to go over military law and ethos. There's a difference between normal civilian law and our law, and as a Canadian Forces member, you're actually subject to both. And overall, just how to operate in the military structure. BMQ is a pretty even split between theory and practical. First half of the course leaning more towards theory, and then the second half leaning more towards hands-on and practical. You're pretty much in a school, so get your head into that kind of mindset. Here's just a few tips that might make it easier for you prior to BMQ and once you're already there. Number 1, show up with your fitness already dialed in. You should be able to run a 5-kilometer run without walking or stopping. Do at least 25 to 30 push-ups. And you need to be able to handle multiple exercises throughout the day without crumbling. Don't show up soft thinking that we're going to get you fit. Inevitably, we are going to get you fit, but it's going to make it that much harder for you if you show up already out of shape. Tip number 2, get used to discipline now. Start waking up at 5 a.m. Make your bed, build routines, build good habits. If the first thing you do in the day is make your bed, then that starts your day with a small win, and that sets the precedent for the rest of the day. This discipline is going to carry over to every part of your training. Tip number 3, learn to shut up and listen. It sounds harsh, but it's going to make your life easier. Nobody wants to hear your complaints. Adapt, absorb, and move on. I'm not saying you need to be a robot either. I get it, we all have emotions, and you're absolutely entitled to have these emotions. What I mean by that is you're surrounded by your entire troop, and you're not the only one going through this stress, and you really don't know who's trying to hold themselves together. So you adding to that negative environment is just going to make things so much worse for yourself and everybody else in your troop. What I'm saying is, if you do feel a breakdown coming, if you need to have a cry, that's okay. Go take 10 minutes alone, away from everyone else, let it happen, and then come back and get back to work. That's what I need you to do. Tip number 4, listen to and seek the advice of your instructors. Their job is to help you, and your job is to learn. Ask questions, speak up, but don't be afraid of your instructors. We're here to answer these questions, and oftentimes, we love to hear the questions. For the most part, BMQ isn't that difficult. I think the hardest part about it is just that transition from civilian to soldier. But here's the thing, we don't expect you to show up already a soldier. We're gonna turn you into that. Apply the tips I just said, show up with a positive attitude and a willingness to learn, and you're gonna be fine. And I promise, those 8 to 9 weeks pass in no time. Okay, you've just finished your BMQ and you're on your way to the Canadian Forces School of Military Engineering in CFB Gagetown. Here, you're going to be placed on Holdfast until a course is ready for you. This time on Holdfast varies. If a course is ready for you right away, you're going to be loaded on course right away. But if courses are already loaded and there's candidates in front of you, you could be waiting a little bit of time before you get on course. But this isn't entirely a bad thing. This is an opportunity for you to prepare yourself for the Combat Engineer DP1. Because I'm going to be honest, BMQ does not do it. This is where things get real. This course is about 5 months long, maybe even a little bit more, and it's known to be the hardest DP1 in the Canadian Forces, both mentally and physically. Combat Engineers, we have an extremely tough role. Our first role as a Combat Engineer is to assist friendly troops in mobility, counter-mobility, and survivability, while denying that same to the enemy, meaning anything from setting or clearing minefields, building or clearing obstacles, or even breaching fortified doorways so the infantry can go in and do their job. Our secondary role is to fight as infantry. A lot of our jobs, especially if you're posted to a Combat Engineer regiment, directly supports the infantry's role, and sometimes you're side by side fighting with the infantry. We're oftentimes known as what's called the door kickers, meaning you see in movies when guys go up to a building, they breach a door, whether it be kicking the door in or blowing the door up. Those are Combat Engineers. That's what we do. I'm not trying to take away anything from the infantry. These are some hardcore dudes too, and we can't fight nearly to the same caliber as they can. That's their bread and butter. But we do a damn good job of keeping up. Want to remind you that I was both infantry and Combat Engineer, so I love both worlds. I'm just saying, although infantry are frontline fighters, who do you think cleared the way to the front line first for them to get there? You're going to go over basic demolitions and breaching. You're going to learn all about C4, different other types of explosives, explosive accessories, and how to use them. You're also going to go over different styles of breaching, whether it be explosive, mechanical, meaning using tools, or ballistic, meaning using a shotgun, and how to tie that into an infantry stack. You're going to learn mine and IED awareness and detection. An IED is an improvised explosive device. You're also going to learn how to arm and defuse our DM21 anti-tank mines. You're going to spend time doing field engineering tasks, from digging trenches, building bunkers, fortifying buildings, and constructing obstacles that will stop an enemy's path. You're going to learn bridging operations. As a combat engineer, like I said, mobility is a huge part of our role. Oftentimes, we need to move a whole regiment over a waterway or a gap, and the only way they can do that is if we go up there and build them a bridge. You're going to learn about all the different types of bridges that we use and how to employ them, as well as our floating bridges to get across waterways. On top of that, you're going to go into assault boat training. Assault boats we generally use for our combat divers or hand in hand with the infantry. We use these for beach assaults and beach landings. As well, in your combat engineer DP1, you're going to go through what was formerly known as SQ, or soldier qualifications. Pretty much, you're learning everything from patrols, section attacks, how to conduct basic reconnaissance missions. You go into machine gun training as well as grenade training, and you're also going to learn how to use the claymore. Towards the end of the course, we tie all this in with a field exercise where we test these infantry-style skills, matched up with your engineer skills in the field. Physically, you're gonna ruck, a lot. Be ready for 10 to 12 kilometer ruck marches with 40 plus pounds. Expect PT every single day. Your days will normally start with morning PT, otherwise it's gonna be inspection, but throughout the day, every single day, you're gonna be tasked with a series of workouts and exercises that you're gonna be expected to perform together as a team. Expect PT for mostly any kind of discipline or punishments. Even if they're mild, we're likely going to give you some sort of PT. And it's not going to be just you, your entire troop. Here's the thing, we're trying to instill to you that more than you matter, especially in this world. I get it, a lot of us are taught to grow up and care about yourselves. You're not in the world about caring about yourself anymore. The second you start worrying about yourself and nothing else, the people around you get hurt. So when you make a mistake, we punish the entire team. We're trying to show you, in the smaller picture, how serious these consequences can be in the greater picture. For the first little bit of your DP1, you're going to be on what's called Millup. Now I'm going to be honest, Millup is extremely demanding. During this time, we're trying to see how bad you actually want to be a combat engineer. You're going to be confined to barracks, meaning for as long as you're on Millup, you're not allowed to leave your shacks and you can't go anywhere. As well, you won't have access to your cell phone for the length of the time that you're on Millup. You'll only get your phone back for about 15 to 30 minutes on Sundays, and that's just for you to pay bills and quickly let family know that you're still okay. How your troop will get off Millup is entirely up to your troop's performance. There's going to be a series of morning inspections we do. As you get better at the inspections get a little harder. Once you've passed that final inspection, you're going to get what's called your combat engineer pennant, which is going to go onto your flag holder that you guys carry around with you everywhere. And finally, you're going to get your weekends, your evenings, and your phone back. I'm going to be honest, this time on Millup, it varies. It can last anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks. Again, this all comes down to how well and efficiently you can work as a team. For most of the course, expect sleep deprivation and constant pressure, especially during the field portion. In the field, we're trying to keep it as realistic to an operational environment as we can. Here are a few tips to make your life easier on and going into your combat engineer DP1. Number 1, pack smart. Have extra socks, foot powder, and always know where your kit is. Mark and label your kit. I can't stress enough how important that is. If you haven't heard what a kit soup is, trust me, you will, and you're gonna wish you labeled your stuff. Number 2, get used to being uncomfortable and build a little bit of a pain tolerance. You're gonna be on your feet doing exercises all day, almost every day. Your shoulders and your back are gonna scream and they're gonna ache. Learn to stay calm, keep moving, don't complain, and stretch when you get the opportunity. Number 3, hydration and calories matter. Don't skip meals, you need the fuel. Even if we only give you 10 minutes to eat, get some food into you. I know sometimes you're gonna be so stressed about what's coming up that the last thing on your mind is gonna be eating. This goes back to your discipline. You need to eat. It is your fuel. Eat and hydrate, especially when you're in the field. Finally, I wanna talk specifically how to prepare before you even go to basic training. Running. Start running 3 to 4 times a week. Start training with steady pace, intervals, and sprints. As the weeks move on, gradually increase speed, distance, and time. You're gonna wanna ruck at least 2 to 3 times a week. Start with 2.5K, build up to 8 to 10K. Start it with just 10 pounds in your bag and work it all the way up to 50 pounds in your bag. If you can exceed those standards I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be so much easier for your life on course. Start doing full body workouts with calisthenics. Push-ups, pull-ups, squats, lunges, sit-ups, and start incorporated weighted variations of these as well. Work on your mental game. You can start, do something every day that's a little bit difficult and power through it. Something you don't want to do. Even if that's just making your bed. Start journaling even, but reflect daily. Learn how to manage your stress without distractions. Wake up early and start doing things that you would consider less than ideal. Whether that be going for a run, cleaning your house, or just spending some time on that side hustle you've been thinking about doing, but you've never made the time to do it. All these things are going to lead to a discipline that carries over to your course. And finally, take care of your admin, meaning get your documents, IDs, birth certificates, your spouse's birth certificates, your children's birth certificates. Have your banking info with you. Get all of your personal affairs and finances in order for you to leave. Once you're on course, your time is expected to be devoted to the course. Naturally, if things come up, the staff are going to do what they can to help you out, but make your life easier, have it sorted prior. Bring those documents I just mentioned in a folder with you. Ultimately, BMQ and DP1 aren't meant to break you, but they're meant to break the civilian in you and turn it into a soldier. The more work you put in now, the less pain you're going to feel in the future. You don't need to be the best, you just need to be a little better every day. As an instructor, I really don't care if you're the best, I just want to see that you're trying. When we go on runs, you don't need to be at the front of the pack. If you can't keep up with the pack, that's okay. But when I look back there, you better still be running and not walking or stopping. That's what I want to see, that mental fortitude. Learn to be mentally tougher, physically sharper, and always adaptable. All right, guys, that's all for this one. I really appreciate you guys tuning in as always. If this video helped you out, drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what else you guys want to see. I've only got so many ideas. Next video topic was another highly requested. I want to talk about the difference in the regular force and the reserves, how the reserve courses differ from the regular force courses, what life looks like as a reservist, and how they've contributed to our operational capability as a whole. And hopefully from there, you can make that choice if you're on the edge of which one you want to go for. Again, let me know what you want to hear. Sometimes I think they're great ideas, but maybe they're not what you want to hear. So the more engaging you are, the better content I can provide for you. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and like always, catch you on the next one.